Welcome back to Astrology, Angels, and More. I'm your host, Mary Silvernail, and we're going to have a wonderful show tonight. It's going to be on the topic of auras, and I have an expert here in reference to auras that you'll be meeting after we go over some of the things that are coming up for the month of May astrologically. So now here's some very special things that are going on. Happy birthday, Taurus. I myself am a Taurus, a Taurian, and my special guest tonight is also a Taurus. And you'll hear us talking about being Tauruses, that wonderful sign of the zodiac. So happy birthday to all you Tauruses out there. Taurus is the second sign of the zodiac, and Venus is your ruling planet, the planet of love. Now, green is the color that's usually associated with Taurus. However, almost all the Taurians I know really love the color blue. And as you can see what I'm wearing tonight, blue, to celebrate Taurus. I love blue. It happens to be my favorite color. Now, Taurians are very loyal, persistent, sometimes stubborn, determined people. They make the best friends, though, of the zodiac. Many are bankers, accountants, or real estate brokers because Taurus rules money and real estate. Now, with Pluto still retrograde since last month, and it will be retrograde until October the 6th, it opens a window of intense transformation for all. This is the month of transformation. This is the month of finding your true life's purpose, your soul's purpose. Now, May the 11th, and today is May 6th, the day after May 5th, 2021, which was a very powerful energy day for us all. But today is May 6th. So now in 5 more days, we'll be experiencing the Taurus new moon, and it's conjunct the black moon Lilith. This is very important. It's a very important time to allow your creative juices that have been repressed way too long to flow. You'll see the rewards of this energy come to fruition at the time of the lunar eclipse on November 19th. So, put the effort in now. Allow your creativity to come to the surface. May 13th, Jupiter moves into Pisces, bringing heightened intuition and creativity. Creativity seems to be the theme for the month of May. Now, some very important dates here also. May 17th through the 22nd, the Pleiades portal. At this time, the sun aligns with Pleiades, a magical star system revered by many ancient cultures, allowing us to receive and download messages from these stars with greater ease. It'll be completely open to us. The Pleiades have long been believed to be home to an advanced alien race, and many on Earth feel connected to the Pleiades. This is where the star people come from. I have a picture here of Pleiades. It's a very unusual picture because there's an angel in it also that I'd like to show you and share with you. The Pleiades is actually also called the Seven Sisters. And the way you can find this in the heavens, if you look up towards where the sun is in the evening sky, once you find where the sun would be setting, remember that spot, because we are at the time of Taurus now, and Pleiades is in the sign of Taurus in the universe. And it's not far from Orion's belt. Excuse the mispronouncing that. So anyway, but this is very powerful energy that we'll be discussing more in the show that we're going to be experiencing in reference to the Pleiades. Now, May 23rd to October the 11th, Saturn will be in Aquarius. So on May 23rd, the planet Saturn, which is everything to do about karma, will be now in Aquarius, and it will retrograde, giving opportunities to learn from the past. Any of your past mistakes or things that you had learned from the previous times that you have not utilized in your life now. May 26th, the Sagittarius blood moon lunar eclipse is the first of 2 eclipses this year. 2 Sagittarian eclipses. This is a time of letting go of what is not working, bringing about a sense of relief. This allows all your focus on the positive and what is working well in your life. This gives you the freedom to evolve to your true life's purpose. Also, with this moon's aspects to Chiron, it gives the opportunity to revisit a situation in order to heal an old wound from a past mistake, freeing us even more. What the theme is for the month of May is looking back on your life, where you made mistakes, where you have grown, and the things that really turn you on. Your creativity, what brings you joy, what brings you happiness. Focusing on all of that right now and allowing yourself to grow tremendously. Now, May 29th to June 22nd, unfortunately, Mercury will be retrograde. It's not the best time to sign contracts and can mean delays or miscommunication. But this is the month to reset and move forward towards your life's purpose in this incarnation. This is the time of your soul's evolution. And now, I'd like to introduce my very special guest, who you have seen. She was on my show last year, and she has her own show. She's the co-host and creator of God's Way YTVY, Adolphina Shephard. Welcome, Adolphina.
Hi, Mary. I'm glad you had me. Thank you very much.
Oh, yes. Well, you're the expert that I know on auras. So, and plus you're a Taurian.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Perfect to have the 2 Taurus together, right?
Right. Happy birthday.
Thank you. And you too. You too.
So you have a lot of really wonderful information to share with us tonight, don't you?
Yeah, and my vision of auras has expanded so greatly, Mary, because for 20 years it was my hobby. And you know, that's how we met.
Yes.
At the expos where I was doing auras, because it was such a learning tool, and it's so much information that if I could document it, I would have books of documentation of how this process these past 20 years have went, you know, in our evolutionary process. So I'm gonna take you from human auras and to the cosmic auras, and so that people have a better understanding. Mm-hmm. And I guess we should start with that. You know, most people really are not familiar with an aura. That's spelled A-U-R-A. And it looks like a giant egg around your body, okay? Mm-hmm. And basically, the reason it's so important is because it's the aura, the spiritual body, that rules your physical body. It gives you the life force from God to live. And people don't know this. So in other words, if your spiritual body is damaged, your body's going to be damaged. I can't tell you how many people I've helped over the years. I'd see their aura. Let's say if this is their aura, they would have a giant hole here, and you know, holes down there, and then I'd see all kind of mismatch in their chakras. Now, some people say chakras. I've heard it the first time as chakras, and that's how it rolls off my tongue. But basically, they're the energy centers that run your body, and you're well familiar with that, but many people aren't. And so these are all part of the esoteric body. Now, I brought this book that I was involved in called 2012 Creating Your Own Shift. This goes back to 2011. And it just is a refresher for me. I'm going to read you what some of the religions call the different bodies. Mm-hmm. Okay, in Christianity, it's referred to as the resurrected body. In Buddhism, it's called the light body or rainbow body. Taoism calls it the diamond body. Surfism calls it the most sacred body, and it is called the glory of the whole universe in alchemic tradition. In Hermetism, it is known as the immortal body. Okay, so I mean, this is well known in the ancient mysteries. It's not something new. This is very, very ancient, and it's how we go from the human animal to the divine child of God. Mm-hmm. You know?
Yeah. Well, it actually extends out, like 5 feet?
Well, it really depends on how developed and built your system is. Mm-hmm. I mean, some people, I've seen auras this big around people's body, and usually they're quite sick because they have big holes or whatever, you know, the energy has leaked out, so their aura, they don't have any light in their body.
When a person comes in for any kind of energy healing, like what I do, the Holy Fire, Corona Reiki, or my Native American healing, any of that, the first thing I'm looking at is their aura.
Oh, yeah.
That's the first thing that I'm looking at. And I understand completely what you're talking about here.
Yeah.
And you see gray areas or,
sick areas.
Because everything is supposed to be balanced. The chakra system is supposed to be balanced. All the colors are supposed to be in order. And you're going to be talking about the colors and everything.
Yeah,
right?
I will be talking about the colors. And, and that's one of the reasons why the chakra balancing is so important, because, I mean, they can be totally blocked. I mean, it can give you a heart attack if your heart chakra is blocked. Any of your metaphysical organs inside of your spiritual body or your aura can cause you to have major difficulties if there's a problem with them. So this is why it's so key.
Yeah, because it's from what I have seen and found in all my years of being a healer, is that the illness starts out here.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? It isn't in your body yet. Right. But eventually, if you don't take care of whatever the emotional problem is or whatever.
Mental or physical or spiritual.
Right. And whatever that is, right, it could be, what I have found is like a spiritual or an emotional problem that starts out here and then eventually it works its way in until it sets itself in the body.
Well, yeah,
somewhere.
It's spiritual, mental, emotional, physical. So...
And then it goes into the physical.
Right.
Yeah, we're both saying the same thing.
Exactly. So, and hence you can heal someone's ailment by repairing the aura or the spiritual body.
Yes.
Because it works in reverse as well, if it's not too far gone, of course. But, I mean, I think everything's possible with God. Yeah, I think that all healing can be done with God.
Amen. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, you and Tommy have God's Way YTVY. That's your show.
Right.
Your co-hosts on that show. And I know he always says that, and you always say that on your shows. And this is, we're all of that same mindset here.
Yeah.
But and what I noticed that you and Tommy talk about a lot, that I also talk about a lot, because we're all in agreement of this, is that whatever a person thinks will be.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Right.
So they can create their own misfortune physically because of their thinking.
Of their mindset. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, very, very key point. Very key point.
Yeah.
And so, in fact, I'm going to be starting to teach again pretty soon.
Good.
When my husband got sick and I was taking care of him, I took a long hiatus.
Yeah.
And so, he's gone now, so I can get back to that. And usually when I first start the classes, what I do is when they come in, first thing they do after everybody gets introduced and so forth is to take an aura picture so that the people can actually see what their own body looks like, where it's damaged, what's broken, this and that, and then, go over that, and then these things can be fixed. But the key is for people to understand it on an individual basis.
Absolutely, absolutely. And your aura changes.
Oh, yeah. It changes to reflect each person's individual vibration. This is what people don't understand, because, see, the books all say, oh, it's red, it's orange, it's yellow, it's green, it's pink, it's indigo, it's white, and so on and so on. But you know what? Once you start on your path, all of that starts to change.
Yes.
And it doesn't go along with what the book's going to say anymore. So, that's why the books are good, to get a basic knowledge.
Exactly.
To understand more about how it affects your body and so forth. But it does change. And most people over the years, they always think it's going to be the same color. Oh, well, I thought it was red. I thought it was yellow. I thought it was orange, But then they understand that, no, everybody is different. The only time it wasn't different, and I was asked to come do some aura photography at a place. Well, little did I know, now I include it where I tell them. They all did a yoga session and a meditation session before the class. Oh. So everybody was gold. Everybody was gold. All their chakras were gold. Because they all sat there and pulled in all the light.
That's right.
So it wasn't a true picture. That's why I tell people, before you get any type of aura photography, don't do any prayer work, any energy work, meditation, none of that, because it's not going to be a true read.
You know what I find very interesting, because you're saying in the meditation they were pulling in the light, okay? And you had noticed before that I happened to have brought your guardian angel here today, Archangel Jophiel. This is Archangel Jophiel. He is the bringer of light. This is his little lantern that he has here, that he shines the light and shines the way. And I find it so interesting that this is your guardian angel.
I think
because of what you work with.
With the light. I think that he is me and I am he. Actually, I find that I always, most people only have one guardian angel, but I actually have 4 or 5, and then many other angels, of course, too. But they're all around. But I was thrilled, of course, when you do this type of work, you need extra help.
That's right. That's right.
So, and then for each specialty, you get the angel who specializes in that.
Yeah, exactly. They all have different jobs.
Yeah, I remember when I first started learning about energy medicine, and the teacher had said, your angel gets trained when you do. And I thought, oh, how about that? And it's true. And sometimes they'll change out the angel because that's not their forte and they don't want to do it. So then they bring in another angel whose forte it is.
Well, as long as it's, all that beautiful God's energy, we're all good.
Right.
But, so, can you explain, in reference to, what we were talking about, how a person's illness could have actually started in their aura, and how it can be corrected prior to it setting up in the body?
Sure. Well, for instance, I do a modality. I have probably 60 different techniques that I've been given, and one of the most important ones is grid repair, because grid repair is what seals in the aura and keeps it intact. And think of it kind of like a big fishnet over your whole aura. And many times, like for instance, if a person has, let's say the egg has a big dent in it like this, well, all that life force is going out. So you think of it like it's a balloon, and somebody just took a knife and took a big hole out of it. Well, all the air went out of the balloon. So how can that energy then run the body? So now the heart is working extra hard. Everything is working extra hard because the lungs aren't getting the energy to breathe. The heart's not getting the energy to pump because it's going out through the big hole. Mm-hmm. So, that's one of the first things I like to do is the grid repair, because what good is it to do other repairs when the energy is just going to leak out anyway?
Yeah, you're right.
Right?
You're right. Yeah, that's true. I got to tell you, I because I just keep thinking about this. I had a client come to me for a Reiki session, Holy Fire, and because he had this terrible, terrible pain in his neck. But he kept complaining about his wife. And, she was the big pain in the neck. I don't mean to be, but, I just can't get over the fact of how, all he would have to do is correct that situation, and he wouldn't have that pain in the neck anymore. Literal, physical.
Well, that means get rid of his wife. That means get rid of his wife, right?
No. Just, correct the situation. But it was just funny because, I'm interviewing him before I did the session, and he just the whole time about his neck. But then the whole time talking about, complaining about his wife.
Well, I was in the dentist chair not too long ago, and the woman was talking about she has this problem with her throat. And I said, okay, you don't know this, but I'm a spiritual teacher. I said, what is it you're not saying enough of? What are you holding too much in? Or what are you saying too much of? And so she looked at me. She was so shocked. I said, I guarantee you, I want you to think on that.
You're absolutely right. I have found that to be myself.
So then that means the throat can get blocked and have problems with issues in your throat.
Yeah, and people who have some sort of a problem where they are having a problem with control in their lives. Mm-hmm. Okay, they feel as though their lives are out of control. They might have stomach issues because that's the power center, the solar plexus, right? Mm-hmm. So, it's all related. But you have some really interesting stuff to share with us today. Yeah. Some interesting pictures.
I think what we should start with is if we could start with a 7-chakra photo. In the control booth, can you put up the green photo of the 7 chakras? There we go.
That's lovely, Adolphina.
Now that is a picture of almost a perfect aura. You see how all the chakras are about the same size? You see the starburst going around, which means that the energy is held within inside. And look at the crown. Look at the giant crown that's open on the top.
I love it.
Yeah. See, now that is how an aura should look. Now the green represents healing, and the white is very spiritual and developed intellect. And then you see the chakras are not as people will see it in a book. In a book, the bottom one would be red. The second one up, the sacral, would be orange. Mm-hmm. Third one up would be yellow, and then the fourth one up would be green. And then the one up here, the next one up would be like a bluish color, and then as you expand up it will go white and then pink. But you see they're all different. And this person, if you see the top one, that it looks like it's turquoise. Turquoise is the path to God.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, now let me ask you something.
What?
Is that a photograph? Is that an aura photograph you took?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a picture of a photograph that I took at some point, and I said, I'm going to save that because it's such a good aura.
Yeah.
It's a perfect example to show people what an aura should look, because all the chakras are balanced. A lot of times you'll see squares or little tiny ones, you know, that are underactive, they don't have the life force, or you'll see big holes in the aura, and so this is perfect.
Yeah, and boy, that person must have been in a very well-balanced place in their life, huh?
Yep. Or they're a metaphysician and they know how to fix these things.
Exactly.
You know, even if you're not in a balanced place, you can create that balance.
That's right.
Okay, done with that one, Maestro. Okay, do we have, I think we have a couple more. Let's see the picture with Jesus. I think people will enjoy seeing that.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
You know, now here's the thing. Of course, I blocked out the face, and you see what it says, well done. I was looking for one of the little stickies. I couldn't find it, so I said, okay, this will do.
You have a good sense of humor. Okay.
Well, over the right shoulder, if you look closely, you will see a form with a white robe and the arms held out, and that was Jesus. And right before this woman showed up, I was telling Jesus, because he was my teacher for so many years, how come, you know, we talk every day and you never show yourself to me? And the next picture, up came Jesus on her shoulder.
See that?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So I know a lot of
Really
people,
nice.
unless they have some psychic vision or they have really good eyesight, it is a learned thing to be able to see these esoteric things in an aura. But you can see it, right, Mary?
Yes,
Yeah.
you had showed it to me before we started the show.
I hope
And
others
I
can see it.
Yeah, it was very obvious, let's say.
Yeah.
Yeah, really, really obvious.
All right, Maestro, you can take that one down. And what else do we have up there?
Oh, I love this one.
Yeah,
this
look at
one
that.
I love.
Now look at that. Now that's the earth, and look at its aura. Look at the aura of the earth. You see, everything has an aura. Everything, even a blade of grass. Mm-hmm. And look, you can see, look, it's got the pink, the love, right? It's got purple. It's got the blue going into the turquoise, which is all God-centered. So as the earth is ascending, she too is getting a bigger aura.
As we are ascending also.
Oh, yes. Brian, you could take that down, please. So, yeah, so you see how imperative it is. Every living thing has an aura, and animals do too, and animals can see your aura, and as well as other spiritual things. So, a lot of times they'll know to run away from somebody based on what they see.
Oh, yeah.
And or to go up and be real friendly too.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so.
Yeah. Well, they're highly connected. Animals are highly connected.
Oh yeah, when I see my cats going, I'll say, okay, who's here? You know, you see their eyes moving or they're looking at something, and I say, okay, who's visiting?
Well, like my babies, if they're barking in the air, my little dogs, if they're barking in the air, you know, that means somebody's there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like either my sister is visiting or my father, who has already, passed on.
Well, you know, it's funny. My crossover husband has been visiting a lot. He's been here for a couple of weeks, and I can always tell when he's here. I mean, he'll come up to me if I say, are you here? And put your hand on my shoulder, and then I can feel him and everything, and we can chat. But whenever I get in the car and turn on Frank Sinatra, I say that's his influence, because that was his guy. That was his dude. He loved Frank Sinatra. Yeah, so he's been around, which tells me he comes around when it's time for support, when he feels like I need support. So I always know something big's happening, when he comes. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Or like on a birthday he'll come, or Christmas, that type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our loved ones, that have passed,
Yeah.
that have gone through the veil, they come to visit us quite often, and lots of times people just don't recognize that.
Did you see on my birthday where I posted a card from my mother who crossed in 2007?
Wow.
I went down. I have my spring and summer clothes in the basement in tubs, and I've been going through them since the spring is here. And on top there were 2 tubs piled high. And when I took one tub off, there was a card to my daughter for her birthday.
Oh, how beautiful! I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Now, was that right on your birthday?
No, it was a few days before.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. That's beautiful.
Isn't that amazing?
That's beautiful. That's
so I said,
absolutely
I don't know
beautiful.
how she did it, but one of my Facebook friends chimed in, pure love. That's how she did it, pure love.
Yeah, I mean, I have to tell you, something like that happened to me 2 years ago. My sister Judy, I was cleaning out the filing cabinet and everything, and I didn't realize that I had this card. I had never opened it. I mean, I had like old stuff in there, old mail and things like that. But anyway, and I opened it, and there it was, and it was a birthday card from my sister Judy. Oh my goodness, yeah.
It's so touching when you find something like that.
Oh my goodness. I mean, it was, because that was going to be the first birthday that she wasn't going to be here with me. So I know exactly how you felt about that.
Yeah.
And I think it's absolutely amazing how they're able to orchestrate these things from the other side.
Yeah.
You know, and we get signs all the time.
Oh, yeah. And in fact, when my mother crossed, I tell you, the next day when I went over to her place, there were hundreds of feathers on her lawn. Hundreds.
Wow.
I picked every one of them up and I put them in a box or something, and they were there for a long time until my cats discovered them.
Oh.
Oh my God. You know, cats with feathers, like, you know.
That must have been something.
It was a little bit of a mess.
Yeah.
But not as bad as when they bring a live bird in the house, you know, or a rabbit, or, a mouse or something.
I have 2 little dogs, little Maltese, and they don't do things like that. So
Well,
I don't have
cats
to
are
worry
different,
about
you know,
it.
cats
I
are
don't have to
different.
worry about that.
Yeah, so some real miraculous things are going on. Now, I want to talk a little bit. We have more to look at, but I want to talk a little bit about we are in the process, as I explained in here in this book, it's being called the Diamond Body, where everyone with this ascension process is starting to grow on their level. Everybody's on their own level in their own time, are starting to grow little diamonds in their chakras. And as they do this, this is changing the color, because then it turns. Let's say if it's in the heart, okay, where the heart would be green and pink at the higher heart, and then you have a little gold diamond usually growing in there, or it could be big, and it will grow and grow and grow until they all merge together, and you get a great big diamond. Okay, so now the whole system itself is changing, and it's fluid, it's in motion. It's like a tapestry right now, because it's all new and everybody's changing, whether they want it or know it or not. You know, it's just occurring.
Most people are not aware.
No. And, but, however, and there are new colors too. I remember Archangel Michael telling me just not too long ago, a couple of months ago, he said, don't think of colors as being the same anymore. He says, like, for instance, red, because suddenly I'm enamored with red, because, that is the divine feminine color. And it has gold. It has the gold diamond that we were talking about. Now, I've been knowing about the diamond body for years now, and I can measure a person where they are just by looking at that. But at any rate, so he says, for instance, red. Red is you would think your base, but not in this case, because red is the divine feminine, and that's all new. Okay? So that's kind of like even our entire chakra system is going to be changing, but it depends on the level people are at. You know, if they're newbies, they'll be the same for a while. You know, and then as you're intermediate and then you're higher, it will be different levels of people. You know what I mean?
Well, and I'm sure you've experienced this, and I'm sure people in our audience here have experienced this who go into deep meditation. When you're talking about colors, there's colors that are here on Earth, and then if you're in a deep enough, high enough level of meditation, there's colors that are not here on Earth.
Oh,
that
yeah.
You never see here on Earth. And you can't even describe them. Do you know what I'm talking about?
It's hard to describe something that doesn't exist
Exactly.
on Earth
See
that
what
you're
I'm
not
saying?
used to. Yeah.
I know. So, I mean, when you're saying in reference to like the color red and things like that, are you talking about like the earthly red, or are you?
Yeah, like-
Are you saying Michael was talking about?
No, he told me not to take the colors as being the same anymore.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you what the color red, the interpretation would be in a few words in the past, and it still is for many people. But it would be passionate, creative,
Right.
forceful, energetic, sensual, and powerful. Okay, now the red gold is the divine feminine. That's big, because with the divine feminine, divine masculine balance, that's how the world will be in love instead of in all the division.
Yes.
So it's key to have that balanced. And so in the past, the divine feminine was under the thumb of the patriarch community, but no more. No more. That's past, and so now it's time for all that balance to take place. So there are many other colors too, like for instance, this. Oh, you gave me this for Christmas.
Yes.
Archangel Michael. He's one of my guardian angels, and that's his color, sapphire, and that is one of the newer colors. Well, of course it would be, because Archangel Michael is the keeper of the earth, and so and so naturally, his color is going to be there, and that's the color of the divine masculine and the king, of the divine king. Like, for instance, Jesus, see? And so there's many, many other colors. Now, an emerald green, I was actually astro traveling, and I was given a green cape and a green crown, and the Lord gave me a green necklace, and it was the emerald. And this is going back several years. And so that color is an angelic color of green, and a very high level angelic color, the emerald green. And Archangel Raphael is emerald green, is he not?
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
yeah, so that we've already known about that color from Archangel Raphael for starters, and then of course the emerald angels, very high level. And so there's many new colors coming in, but we don't have a firm foundation. Like, for instance, the orange that you witnessed in the picture with Jesus.
Yes.
Well, now it's tinged with the gold diamond, so it's going to radiate gold and orange and have a gold outline,
Well, Jophiel comes with comes on the ray of a beautiful, like a yellow light. It's like a yellowy gold light, like a very pale gold ray of light. And that's what he shines. Yeah.
That is that's a different order of angelic, the gold, and I forget what that's called. Anyway, if it comes to me, I'll give it to you, but it's on the tip of my tongue. But yellow, a typical yellow would be optimistic, spontaneous, happy, analytical, intelligent, and friendly. And I'm sure it still bears those qualities, but now it has the gold of the angelic realm. So it would be even more powerful, And so
Everything's more powerful now.
oh yeah, oh my God, the energies come in stronger and stronger and stronger.
Yes, but we need that.
I know we do.
In order to get back, as what you were talking about before in reference to the masculine and the feminine, to get back into that balance.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
desperately needed here.
Oh, yeah.
Earth right now.
Yeah, because that's what has separated the races to begin with, because the male and female were split, and then the patriarchal took over and subjugated the female, and then that created this entire imbalance. So hopefully now that it's being Mother God is back, Holy Spirit's back. So things will balance out again. There can be no other way.
I feel that it already has been.
Yeah, oh,
happening,
yeah.
Don't you?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Which is a good thing.
it is a very good thing. It is. It might upset the balance of power in family relationships for a little bit. Let's say if a man is used to his wife doing everything for him, well, hey, he might just have to chip in a little more, you know what I mean? He might have to chip in a little more.
That's all. That's all.
But that's all right, because you serve each other. You know what I mean? That's the key. The divine feminine worships the divine masculine, and the divine masculine worships the divine feminine the way it should be.
It's all about the balance, the yin yang, right? It's all about the balance.
Yeah.
And, as an energy healer myself, whether I'm using Reiki or Native American healing, all the methods of healing always get back down to that chakra system. Getting that in balance.
Oh yeah, that's a key. That's a key thing. It's a key thing.
Yeah. So there's different methods of healing, just like you were saying. I mean, you have how many? For goodness' sake.
About 60 I've been given. Yeah. But they work on so many different levels and different parts of the body. I mean, I don't know. I don't remember the psalm exactly, but it even says it in the Bible that in one body there are many, many, many members, and there are. Now, I don't remember where that psalm is. I mean, I'm not a scholar of the Bible. I've just read it 3 times and have a pretty good memory for that kind of stuff. But anyway, so, before we run out of time, I think we have a few more pictures.
We do, yeah.
Yeah.
I think they'd really like
Maestro. Can we have up one of the other pictures? Oh, yeah, look at this.
This is a very interesting
Now, yeah, isn't this fabulous? Because there's the tree in the daytime, and there's done with special aura equipment. Look at the tree's chakras. You see where they're glowing and how they're all different colors? And look at the love with the pink and the blues and the white. I mean, isn't that just phenomenal?
It really is. What kind of a camera is that?
I have no idea how they captured that because, it had to be some type of infrared or something because, you certainly can't go up and attach geodes to a hand like we do in aura photography, so I'm not sure how they took it, but I thought it was one of the most fascinating pictures I've ever seen.
Yeah. Me too. There's another one, though, that you have, too.
Yeah, I think there was another one. Oh, there it is. Look at this.
Yeah.
Now, somebody had posted this on Facebook, and they said, what do you think this means? Well, I'm going to tell you what I think. You see the big lotusy flowery thing in the middle? That is, I believe, what is called the lotus flower, which is the sun's crown chakra that looks like it opened up, which means that the sun has advanced as well. You see? And you see the different rings? That is the sun's aura. Of course, we didn't see the picture of the other rings that are surely going around as well. But you can see that, and that to me, and look at the balance. You see the way the sun is going perfect from side to side and up and down, and with the lotus, and that's the crown chakra, I believe.
That's gorgeous.
Isn't that one of the most beautiful pictures you've ever seen?
It really is. That's absolutely gorgeous. Now, to me, looking at something like that, or the other picture that you showed us with the earth, Brian, can we see that other one with the earth again? With the earth, yeah. Look at that. Now, this gives me a lot of hope.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, oh, yeah, because the earth, everything is ascending, and as it's being given this energy by God, and it's building and building and building to our light bodies, including the earth and the sun and humans, can make it to a high enough vibration to ascend in consciousness, okay? So,
yes, Brian, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. So, because it's not just, it's all the planets. It's the universe.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Right.
But you know what? I don't even think it's just the universe. I think it's the multiverse.
Absolutely.
Because as one goes up in vibration, the other one goes up.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Absolutely agreed.
And I understand that, we're just a little bitty planet, right? But everybody in the cosmos has their eye on Earth because no planet has moved forward in their ascension process in such a short period of time. Mm-hmm. And so they're all watching us for when and how we're doing it for their own ascension. taking cues from us, right? Can you imagine? I mean, we're like in kindergarten compared to half these babies.
Yeah, but look where we came from.
Right.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Look at our origins, which I truly believe is from the star system.
Yeah.
We're all stardust.
Well, people don't realize it, and it's funny because we were talking about this, Tommy and I, today. They talk about fallen angels. We're all fallen angels. If we weren't fallen, we wouldn't be on earth, we'd be in heaven. Of course, some have taken it to a pretty bad degree.
Well, did you ever think that we're just trying to get back there?
Well, that's our goal.
Exactly.
Is to get back there.
That's what the ascension is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, that's the whole experiment, is to rise above duality back into heaven with God.
Right.
Into bliss.
Yes, into bliss.
Yeah,
Total
because,
bliss.
the whole great game is about soul growth. Mm-hmm. It's all about soul growth, because when we were only there, how can you grow?
Well, that's why you start with the smallest ways. Right?
Yeah.
If this is something that's new to you, you start with the smallest ways. What I was reading to you earlier, that's all from my column that I write for the horoscope. And in reference to the month of May, this month of May is extremely important, because when I was talking about finding your soul's purpose, your life's purpose ultimately ends up to be your soul's purpose. This is how you evolve, and that's how you evolve on a small way. A lot of what Adolphina is talking about is once you have a better understanding on a spiritual level of how you can grow. So I'd like to give that to you now, Adolphina, to explain that, how a person can grow more spiritually.
Well, okay. I like to go in the back door. I've actually been told that sometimes the most indirect way is the most direct way, and that is in the repair of your electromagnetic body or your aura. Because as you take the classes, you get the attunements, you get rid of all the goo and the electromagnetic dust, you get the repairs, and it grows your light. And as it grows your light, it raises your vibration. And your vibration is key to growing in consciousness and spirituality. And as you grow in consciousness and spirituality, you grow in understanding. Okay? It's like osmosis. It just comes with the light. It's encoded. The light is encoded. And once it's encoded and it absorbs into your body, you start to evolve.
Well, because what happens is you start getting a really good understanding on a spiritual level. Right?
Yeah.
And what we were talking about before in reference to the aura, how illness can start out here, well, also the repair can too.
Oh, right? Exactly. And that's what I do. I mean, God has given me, I took some energy medicine classes. I learned the base. And basically, and then God came in and said, you know what, I'm going to teach you some more stuff, although it was Jesus. He was my teacher. And now it's the Holy Spirit. And so, and Jesus, of course, is always there, and Father, too, Mother, the whole ball of wax, the I am presence.
Absolutely.
And so, and you know what? The learning never stops.
Never stops.
It never stops.
Never stops.
I mean, even when we graduate from this system, I'm sure there's going to be plenty of other systems we're going to want to explore. Right? Angels are curious people. And we're all human angels. It's a matter of remembering we are human angels. We are divine children of God. Now, when we came here, we became the animal human. That's how we are, the base animal. And then, but inside, we got the seed. And so we grow back to that divine child of God and the angels we really are. And then we can get out of this and go on exploring.
The star seed.
Yes.
Exactly.
The God seed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, you grow that.
From the star people.
Yeah.
Okay, but the star people were much more connected, I feel, to the understanding of God.
Oh, yeah. Well, because
Okay.
they do the will of God, and they're all telepathic. I mean, they're more advanced. We're like, I'm not going to, humans are in kindergarten. Okay, maybe they're in second grade now. Second or third grade.
Oh, yeah.
But we're growing, we're evolving. Mm-hmm. And everybody has their own time and place, and some people, they don't understand, but they will, because there's 3 types of people, from what I understand. There's the clay people or the dirt people, mm-hmm. and then there's the intelligent people who, they're not connected to their heart, but they're bright, and they think they know it all, but they're the hardest to convince because they don't have any spirituality, because, they can't believe in faith because it's all in their mind.
Yeah.
And then there's the people that came in to help, like us.
Yes, like us. Like
so,
us.
We're here to help everybody.
But there's more and more and more like us, I've noticed.
Yeah, because people are awakening.
Because they're awakening, because they're evolving, and that's how they're awakening.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly. All of this has to do with the light coming from God, in one way or another. These CMEs, these coronal mass ejections, these eclipses, these portals, I believe there's something like, just with the moons, if you think about it, there's about 26 of them a year. Then you got all the eclipses, right? Add them into it. Then you got the Lion's Gate, the Taurus Gate. Wait a minute, there's a couple more too, right? I mean, by the time you're done, there's 50 of them.
But you know what? There's so much more that we don't even know about.
Oh, I know. We only know based on the stars, but
Exactly.
we can feel it. We can feel it when it comes.
Exactly. Absolutely.
That's when I wake up in the morning and go, oh, what happened last night? Where was I and what did I do? And can I get out of bed today?
Well, in 2019 and 2020, we had like eclipse after eclipse after eclipse after eclipse. It was just, and what that was setting everything up, especially 2019. Mm-hmm. That was setting everything up for what ended up happening, in 2020. But look, I'm looking at it this way, okay? We're already in 2021. I already know we're going to be better in 2022 for sure. I was on your show, in 2016, talking about 2022 and
I got to watch that show again.
I'm telling you.
I got to rewatch that show.
That was long before, but the thing is that because we keep evolving like this, we're not going backwards.
No.
And what I'm looking forward to is, the last pandemic in the early 1900s, then we had the Roaring 20s after that, right?
Yeah.
Well, do you know, I always wanted to be alive. Now, I don't know if I had a lifetime in the Roaring 20s. I know I did in the 40s. But anyway, long story short, always wanted to be a flapper. So, to me, I'm hoping and praying that we're going to have another Roaring 20s here. Okay.
Oh, I'm sure, because after every great tragedy, the balance has to come.
Absolutely. Which gets back to everything we were talking about.
With the balance, right? So, with the balance, that'll have to come back. And so, there's no two ways around it. We're going into a golden age, and we've been waiting for the age of Aquarius since, when was that song out? The Age of Aquarius. What was that? Who was that? The Fifth Dimension.
Excited
the
to be
Fifth
able
Dimension
to
did that, right?
Fifth Dimension.
Fifth Dimension.
Yep.
Yeah.
The Fifth Dimension.
And that would be 20 years ago.
Yeah, you're dating us.
Mary.
We haven't even hit 30 yet.
Oh, yeah. I'm regressing.
Honestly, I in my mind, I'm 16,
My mother told me that one time. She says, she looks in the mirror and she goes, who's that little old lady in that mirror? That's not me.
Yeah, but Adolphina, I don't think you and I'd ever be a little old ladies.
No, of course not.
No.
Can't be.
No, we can't be. But, at the time of Taurus that we're in right now, it's very important to allow your creative mind. When I talk about creativity, I'm not just talking about like going and drawing a picture or, creating a model or something like that. I'm talking about like within your own mind, going within yourself and thinking about what is it that you've been putting off doing that you would really like to do that's going to bring you joy in your life, because this is the time to do it. What is it that you've wanted to learn that you haven't learned yet? Because it's absolutely amazing if you work on this in this month of May and all the way up through November. In the mid-November, I think it's November 19th, at the time of that eclipse, you're going to see the fruition of everything that you did. So this is a very important month.
That must be why I'm in the middle of 22 books. Mary, I have this giant pile of books, and I'm reading one, and I read something, and I say, and I reach for this book all of a sudden, and I open to the page that continued the question I had in here. And somehow or another, I wound up with like 22 books.
Oh my
and I
goodness.
have them there in like a little basket. And so when I need to reach for it, I say, okay, that's the book I need to look at right now. And I mean, that's how I've been doing it, though. It's funny because I'm not reading them front to back. I'm going piecemeal. And then I go to the next one. And it leads me right to the thing I was questioning.
A lot of people do that, and I have done it myself, I have found, with the Bible.
Yeah.
When you have a question, something that's bothering you, you just open the Bible, look down, your answer will be right there. But you have 22 books in front of you doing this. Oh my goodness.
Oh my God,
gracious.
yeah, I know. And the only bad thing about, well, of course, whenever you read a book or anything, it's now your knowledge because you've absorbed it. However, the thing is, I don't remember where I read it most of the time because I have so many of them there,
Listen, we have to start wrapping up now.
Okay.
I just wanted to thank you so much for coming on because you are the Aura lady.
And
okay,
it's
thank
a
you
pleasure.
so much.
You're
Thank
welcome,
you.
Mary. I've been delighted to be here. It's been such fun, folks.
Yeah, and happy birthday.
And you too, happy birthday. And to all you Taurians out there.
Yes, happy birthday. And you can watch the show on Spectrum and CTV, channel 79 and 34 and 35, usually on Sunday nights at 9 o'clock, and YouTube. All the shows are on YouTube under the show's name.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you. Keep those beautiful colors around your aura.